Good morning. Welcome to Moving Iron Podcast Morning Market Roundup with Chip Nellinger. Man, Chip, yesterday that report came out and it went south quick. So I'm assuming that there was a little bigger crop than what they anticipated.
Yeah, it was brutal, absolutely brutal. Corn especially, that was a real shocker of the whole report. The market had expected kind of steady-ish, maybe even a touch lower yield, somewhere under 178. The highest estimate was 180. USD comes out at like 181.2 or 3. Just blew the market expectations out of the water. So the corn market really took it on the chin, 13 to 15 lower yesterday. Stabilized in the overnight here, so we'll see. We're down basically right on previous contract lows. The bright spot there in the corn side was they did bump up total corn demand 125 million. And obviously, as you would expect, as prices grind lower, we're going to increase demand. Demand was strong to begin with, but total demand 15.1 billion, new record. That's out in front of us though, so we have to see week to week strong ethanol grind, strong weekly export sales. In order to achieve that, all total though, that demand is helping us because even with the record crop, our carryout 1.7 billion, still a couple hundred million below a year ago. With several bushel per acre higher national average yield. So that's the bright spot, but it was wildly bearish from the standpoint of no one in their wildest imagination expected that corn number on the yield. Bean yields also went up about as expected. I think it came in 52.6. That was higher than last month. It was a touch above the average estimate. We actually saw beans rally yesterday, so that was a little bit of a head scratcher. I think the reason there was we broke really hard into the report. Everybody was short. The whole world expected, a bushel or more higher yields. We got that, but kind of behind the surface, we also had a story out about 10:30 yesterday before the report about the potential for some additional U.S.-China trade talks. This was at our invitation to them. I haven't heard if they've accepted yet. It's a little bit higher level of officials than the previous meeting a couple weeks ago. And so, again, we talked about this. We're one tweet, one news story away. If we get a trade agreement with China, or the market senses that there's a trade deal close at hand, you're going to see beans rally $1. I don't care what size the crop is here. Beans did close higher unexpectedly with the bearish report. The wheat market got pummeled as well. No real major changes there. There was disappointment on the world side, though. The Russian wheat crop actually went up a couple million metric tons. The market expected that to go lower. And with corn getting beat up, that was a good excuse to just, for anybody that was long the wheat market, get me out. I've kind of lost hope on a rally here. So pretty negative across the board there. It doesn't mean we just have to go screaming $1 higher in anything, but it's going to put the brakes on any major rally, barring, we'll have to see what develops with this China-U.S. trade situation and these talks, get some more clarification there, because that definitely would help support us. And even though it was bearish, if beans put a big rally in because of China-U.S. trade agreement, corn's going to have a higher result as well. So, we'll wait and see, but it was bearish all around. Where it did maybe help us a little bit on the livestock side, cheaper corn prices, feeder cattle shot higher, it drug live cattle higher. We got above some of these key resistance areas we've been talking about for a couple weeks. The market exploded higher, near $2 higher on the cattle side. And hogs even had a good day yesterday. This hurricane's bearing down on North Carolina, major hog producing area. There's still swine flu issues in China. And so we saw the hog market put a nice little bounce in as well. So I guess that's where the bright spot is, with cheaper feed ingredients. That's helpful on the livestock feeding side, and we saw nice rallies there. But sure was seen better days in the on the grain side, pretty bearish.
Yeah.
I guess the bright spot is we're underscoring strong demand. Still, even on the bean side, strong demand. They increased demand 10 million bushels there in spite of this China deal. Big increase on the corn demand. And now we'll see what develops here over the next couple weeks with these next round of U.S.-China trade talks. So stay tuned. But at least we got the September report out of the way. I think largely it's in the market. We've somewhat stabilized overnight, which is a good sign. We need to kind of close the week out here, hopefully with some stability, and then just get into next week and get the emotion of this report behind us.
Right. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff going on. I read that article, saw an article about that in the Wall Street Journal about the proposed Chinese talks, and it was more of a, what I read anyway, was more of a, let's see if we can't figure this out before we have to actually do this again. And so we'll see what happens with it, but it is what it is, and that China thing is just the baby that won't come.
Exactly. It definitely is. And I agree with you. That story, to me, was maybe a little bit of a softening of the stance on our side.
Yeah.
We'll see if the talks materialize. I think it was a step in the right direction. Maybe something we hadn't seen in a little while. So, again, that's a big, complex issue. It's going to take a little while to figure it out, but a little bit of a step in the right direction. So hopefully we can get that figured out. And if we can, that changes the dynamics a lot. Not a little, but a lot.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what the result of that is. Let's keep our fingers crossed, because we need some help, because we have big crops out here, is what the USDA is telling us.
Right on. All right, Chip. Well, plenty of stuff going on, plenty of reason to have a good plan in place. And if guys want to work on that plan, or at least have you look it over, how would they do that?
Yeah, best way is just call our office, 309-550-7213. We would love to chat with you. No time to turn negative and depressed and dejected. There's still going to be opportunities. And you got to have a plan. You got to be ready to execute it when these markets give you the chance.
Right on, Chip. All right, buddy. Well, we'll catch you tomorrow. Until then, have a good day.
Hey, you too. Thanks, Casey.
All right, thanks, Chip. See you, buddy.